there, everybody. Welcome back. I want to talk about my pastures, or my orchard, or the grass, the soil, all that kind of stuff. First of all, I got a little toad that hopped in my bucket, and I don't want him to die out here, so I'm going to try to put him at my trough. He can dig underneath there or something like that. Come here, little toad. There we go. Look at the little sucker. Hey, ribbit. Now, I think you can, hopefully there's not a snake in there about to eat you. Hot diggity dog. I need to get this piece of pipe back up. Anyway, this is my grass out here. You know, I've thrown some seed out here. I've done some stuff initially when I was preparing all this land, which is in earlier videos. I put some fertilizer down. I've put some lime down, and you know, it's a lot of grass, man. I mow this thing constantly, and I know it's only one that's at my knee, but you know, considering I just cut this thing about maybe 2-3 weeks ago, I think it's all right. I mean, this tree looks small, but there's a big old hole there. Anyway, but it does have some bare spots and stuff. Still really sandy. The soil needs a lot of work still, but it's coming back. Out there, I only started mowing this year, but really, other than that one time I fertilized, I haven't done anything out here. I haven't even watered it because I don't have a way to get water out here. I only have a way to water my trees, and that's it, you know, my irrigation. I'm just cutting it now. I kind of cut it high. This looks low, but you know, I try to cut it at about 6 inches or so, and that's about to my wrist, so that's roughly about 6 inches. I really want this grass to fill in all the dead spots and everything on there, all the sandy spots. I want it to be pretty solid, and there's some areas where it's really thick. This, of course, is Bahia grass for the most part, so not the most nutritious grass in the world. I did overseed with some Tifton 9 Bahia, and I have some growing over there by the office, which coming out really good. You know, I've just been mowing and mowing and mowing, and it's doing good. I try to let it go to seed every once in a while, so it can replenish and hopefully grow a little better for pasture. I hope to have some animals grazing out in this over the winter, even though most of the grass will be dead. But our winter starts pretty late over here in North Florida. I'm hoping that I can still get this built up. Now, you can't see it, but this is actually a row that I'm sitting in the middle of that goes all the way to there. You can kind of see the path of it. I've planted some perennial peanuts, and you can see some growing right here. There's a lot of competition between these perennial peanuts and all this grass. So when I cut this strip, I try to cut it pretty short, but it'll be a good couple years before those peanuts get really established. Hopefully turn out okay. Some places there's a whole bunch, some places there's not. There's some more here growing. They definitely need some help. Anyway, this is some of the Bahia that's gone to seed. You know, I've planted some sorghum, some buckwheat, some other things. I'm probably going to overseed with some cereal rye or some wheat this year, just to kind of have something over the winter. Even some more clover over the winter. Of course, I'm trying to build this soil up. That's why I'm not tilling it. I'm really not doing anything with it, but cutting. Still, my organic matter, I got soil tests done, and it's funny how much it varies from place to place. I could do a sample on one row, and on the next row it's completely different. It's just amazing. It'd be nice to have a little bit better uniform. One thing that's consistent is my pH is still about a 5.6 to 5.7 roughly throughout the whole pasture or orchard, whatever, pasture, orchard. My soil samples, I don't want to put any more fertilizer, and I barely want to put lime, but I think I need to put some lime on it to get the pH better. I think that'll help control some of the weeds that are in here, and I think it will also help to encourage the other seeds that are in here, the beneficial seeds, the better grasses, to grow. I think that'll really help out a lot. You know, the hurricane kind of beat this up a little bit. That really got smashed by the hurricane. You can see some down trees over there. I know I had a couple down, but I guess depending on which way they're facing is the ones that the hurricane took out. Yeah, I'm happy with I'm getting happy with this. I think with the animals grazing on this, it'll help. This is another row of perennial peanuts here, and I could tell because there's no grass. It's just these weeds. These weeds just completely took over in here. Again, I think that has to deal with my pH. I need to get it up a little bit more. Right around 6 range would be good. So, but even these weeds are getting freaking tall. But either way, whether it's weeds, whether it's grass, whatever it is, I see it in a sense beneficial, because one, it's covering up the soil, which helps preserve water and just keeps the root. There's something living in the soil at all times. I might have to spray some of these next year, so like in the spring, early spring, so that the peanuts can get a jump before them, because I really want the peanuts to take over. So I think maybe lime and give them a chance with a little quick spray will be good. Here's a peanut right here that actually got pretty tall. It's a good 6 inches up. This is the Tito. You know, here's some more peanut. They're getting kind of tall. What's there is growing. You just need to get the other stuff to grow. But it's just in so much competition with these weeds. My gosh, this stuff looks good in here. But as I was saying, benefit to having weeds is, weeds over nothing, I suppose, is you still cut it and it still turns into organic matter. It still goes and pulls nutrients from down and deep in the soil and brings it up to the top. It's still part of soil building. I'd prefer weeds versus nothing. And you know, even these, I think this is dog fennel, if I'm not mistaken. I did plant some Lespedeza out here, which in my opinion looks kind of like this, but I'll learn to tell the difference sooner or later. See, this is another area. So I guarantee you, this area right here would test a lot differently from a soil sample standpoint. Maybe it's higher acidity or something right here, because there's more weeds in here versus these patches where there's all grass. You know, it still grows pretty vigorously, and like when the grass does grow, I mean, shoot, that's almost up to my knee. So that's not bad, just for a couple weeks. You can see some of the stuff I cut before. Here's some other different kind of grass here. I think grazing some animals in this over the winter will be pretty good. I'm gonna cut it again over the next couple trips, because this takes me really, oh my gosh, a very long time to cut. I'm gonna cut it maybe at least 1, maybe 2 more times, and I want it to have some growth on it when the winter hits, so that the animals can graze on it. I don't want them to really graze on this, but I'm sure they'll eat some of these, but they'll be dormant, and I'm gonna be doing some pruning on them. So I got a lot of pruning to do on these things. I'm gonna do an aggressive prune on them this year so that they hopefully take off for next year. These rows over here are the new trees I planted this year, and that's old last year. That stinking camera overheated. I had a whole nice long spiel and it all went away. Just trying to get the grass to grow. If any of y'all have any ideas on how I can improve my orchard without using straight up fertilizer, I understand it's gonna take time, but I really would love some input. If y'all don't mind, put a comment down below and let me know how I can fix my soil. Pretty much my method right now is mowing, correcting pH. I think, should I correct my pH? My pH is about 5.6, 5.7 on all the samples that I took. I would like it closer to 6, a little over 6, but I just, I don't know. I do see improvement where the chickens have been with my soil pH. It's gotten a little bit better, and I'm thinking that if I just leave it alone, it will improve slowly, but on that time that it takes, am I losing too much growth and maturity of my trees and grass? So that's the question. So I'm pondering putting some, just some ag lime down. It's requiring about 1.5 tons per acre right now is what the sample said. I'm okay with not putting fertilizers down. I have the chickens. I'm gonna run some animals through there over the winter. Also may roll out some hay or whatever to see what other kind of nutrients I can get on there. But anyway, I'd really love some input if y'all don't mind letting me know what you think, what has worked for you, etc. And hey, if you haven't yet, like and subscribe. I appreciate it. And with that, I'll cut it off before my camera dies again. Appreciate y'all watching. Appreciate the input. Have a great one.